Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Replacement. I bet you thought we weren't going to be here again. Yeah, I had completely forgotten I clicked the pre-log button, so this is something new, because if you remember, this room was, the handle turns, but it won't open. If you remember, this is the room we went into. Greetings, visitor. You're more than welcome to sign your name and the date. Sign your name and the date of your visit in the guest book. Once you've done that, we welcome you to explore the library to your heart's content, so long as it isn't after closing. Once you've read the, once you've read your fill, please let yourself out. You'll find the key in the front door to the front door on one of the desks in the study. Okay, well, we're back in it. Doesn't look like it's plugged in, but I will play with it anyway. Mouse. Unresponsive. Fucking great. Last I remember, I was sitting at home reading a letter from a friend. Greetings, visitor. We'd like a moment to tell you about our wonderful library. The library. I also don't remember putting anything in my pocket, but I feel something. Press N to open notebook. Okay, give me a minute. Greetings, visitor. We'd like to take a moment to tell you about our wonderful library. Library of Old Moses is a state-of-the-art facility designed to replicate our world charm found in many older buildings, without the associated risks of, buildings that are known for to accumulate, like structural damage, death, eldritch beings trying to suck out your soul. We avoid all that, except we don't. The building might seem like a strange sight amongst the Wall Street's many towering skyscrapers, but we'll leave this dichotomy, dichotomy will, will be what set us apart. I'm glad that you've decided to give us a chance and hope that our stock of books will appeal to you. Obviously, our collection of information isn't so vast as to encapsulate the whole of the internet, but we hope the charming aesthetic design of our library will help you escape from the hustle and bustle of New York life. If you hear any strange footsteps, don't worry. There may still be construction going on above and or below you. From us all, thank you. And to open up. Room 1, you should really clean this place up. Don't lose the trash. Room 2, this room makes me wish I had something to vent to. I think I'm cracking under the strain. I had the strangest inclination to walk straight into a wall. There's a secret path in the dark. Art can really be illuminating. Hang on, wait a minute. Okay, so there's a couple of books. Alright, so those are clues. So I'm assuming we're in room 2 currently. Is there a trash can in here? What is this? A book for ants? That's cute. Definitely didn't fall asleep in this chair. Pretty depressing. Oh, that's happening in real life, not in game. Okay. Oh, hello. Plant. Why did you put a plant in there? From all the staff, welcome. We're glad to have you here. The library is located in a part in Britain, atop the grassy knoll. Pursue our vast stock of fiction, non-fiction, poetry, everything in between. Chat with friendly librarians and employees, and feel free to spend as long as you'd like reading using our computers. Or just spend time here. We also love new visitors. Should you hear any old hot knocking in the corners of the building, pay it no mind. The library is on the older side, and the Foundation plays tricks on some visitors' minds. Don't worry, though. It's perfectly safe. Why are there two separate welcome messages and a note? The tick fills up on blood. The pustule pulses on the dog's eye, on a dead dog's eye. Like these your head shall burst. Like these your head shall burst. Wow, that's gross. Thank you. Doesn't look much better than I feel. Well, you just woke up in a library. Where's that coming from? This way. Look like a best from the past. All of the phone numbers. Hello? Domino's Pizza? What? No, I can't take your order. I'm stuck in a library. Then why am I answering for Domino's Pizza? Why are you calling a library for pizza? I don't need this. All the phone numbers are 3 digits too short. A long list of books and dates. They were checked out. Funny. None of them have the year listed. Only months and days. I did it. I'm getting closer. Take the key. Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Oh.
Welcome to the Library of Ouroboros. We're glad that you've decided to visit our humble institution. Hopefully, you'll find what it is you're looking for. Please be informed that the library is closing. Since most of our staff are currently away, please lock the door on the way out. We hope you've enjoyed your visit.
How did you... What? Okay, well, guess it's time for me to go home. I don't know if I explained why I'm back. That does nothing, thank you. Alright, goodbye. What? This can't be right. Accept.
Hello. We'd like to inform you that the library is now closed. Note that it is unlawful to remain on the premises after closing. This is your one and only warning.
I tried to leave, sir. Picked up screwdriver. Plugged in, still sparking. Strange. No call. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's not fucked. Something tells me a kind slumber. I've been driving for miles and miles and miles. It's night. Tired. So tired. Been on the road for what feels like days. Don't like this constant moving. Never have, but it wasn't this bad when I was younger. Sleep in the car while my parents drove. Now I don't have anybody to drive me. Two of them got too caught up in some of the darker parts of our world. Black Library, by our old house. They went in, never came out. There, why I can't sleep. Their book. What I learned without trying as I opened the dusty thing sitting disused as I cleared out the remains of the attic. Didn't even mean to, and yet, here we are. There have been no other cars for hours. The stark stretch of road, my truck, all I've known. As I drive along, a halo of red and blue neon forms in my windshield, a bastion in the dark, a tiny diner. I'm not hungry, I'm not thirsty, just tired. But all the same, I take the exit as it comes up, pulling into the parking lot between the beat-up jalopy and a truck that looks a lot like mine. I hardly feel the cold outside. I hardly feel anything. It's like being trapped in somebody else's body, and things don't feel like they fit right on my muscles anymore. The the diner's just as cold as the outdoors, and hardly more inviting. The distressed red pleather of a bunch of booths that should have been trashed years ago. Dirty tables, floors buffed into the mockery of cleanliness. Empty, but for a man in a heavy coat in one corner and a waitress in the other. The man is standing, the waitress is also standing. They look like prize fighters about to square off. Or they would, if they were looking at each other. Instead, I can't see the man's face, or his collar and hat. The woman is looking at me. Seat, sir? I nod. Rough weather out, she says, trying to smile. Trying to smile as I take my seat. I can tell I look terrible. You know a place where I can get some shut-eye? I ask, almost without realizing it. I can't sleep, but maybe I can still try. Not a motel for miles. You can sleep at your table if you want, though. You don't even have to order anything. Thank you. I set my head down on the table, and my eyes don't shut. This black knowledge slithered its way from those stained pages into my brain, and now it grips my eyelids, forcing them wide. The diner is sideways. I'm like this for a few minutes. Then there's someone else standing sideways in front of me. That man in that coat. His face is a dark red mass. Sleep deprivation. Tired, buddy? I nod. The table is cold against my numb face. I think we can help each other. He reaches towards my face, laying a hand upon my cheek. There's a flicker of feeling of warmth that cuts through the fog that swallowed up my head for days. As he withdraws his hand, I see a strip of ragged flesh in it, which he brings to his face. When he lifts his hand against the flesh, is gone. Thanks, buddy. May I take the rest? I nod. The table is cold against my face, and I finish nodding. He turns my head roughly and grabs it, pulling away another strip of red. There's feeling. The tiredness becomes more pronounced. He doesn't ask for any more, just takes. Each time his hand comes down, a little part of me leaves. But at that point, I don't much care. Take it all. I'd like to rest. The table has turned red like the seats around us. Time passes, feelings gone, sleep. The man in the coat takes down his collar, and I see my face looking down at me, tired. He reaches down into my pocket, fishes out my keys. Rest easy, buddy, he says. Something else, but I don't hear. He's gone. It all is. Wow, that was creepy. I can pick up the trash, but why would I do that? Wow, this has become creepy quick. The window is locked, but it gives a little when I push on it. I need to make some way to remove the padlock. Give me a gun, I'll shoot it off. I can't help but feel as if I stand before the precipice of some terrible reality. Left one room only to come right back to it. Shame there's no place to go but straight ahead. I've hidden a few tools in this room, in case the path ahead isn't what I hope it is. If the path ahead, at least immediately, is probably safe, zero chance of any hostile entities. If they're still here, though, well, I hope they're useful to you. You're going to need all the help you can get. So, we're not playing as the same guy as we did in the prologue. Because if you looked, that was something that fell. Because if you looked in the manuscript, it's in here, I think. Still a nice painting, indeed. The ledger's gone. But anyway, on the ledger... Oh, shit. Something about this plan feels wrong. Anyway, we played as one of the guys that was actually on the ledger, and we're not playing as him now. The guy before V. Something smells of copper in my room. My throat hurts. Oh, I can't read that one? Well, that's bullshit. Hmm. Excuse you. Yeah, still just static. I'm watching you. Hmm. Well, I don't know why this is blocked off. A pretty shabby barricade. Somebody must have been desperate. Too smudged to be legible. Scribbles, they're not real words on this page. They're not real words in your language, I think is what you meant. Oh, I don't want to read anymore. My throat hurts. What time were we at? This will probably be the last one. early into my professorship, a student came to my office one spring afternoon with a stack of papers in her arms. She said she had been having a strange dream of a place stretching forward and backward into infinity. Dreams of hallways splitting into hallways. Dreams of being lost in the guts of some gigantic place that could not possibly exist. And the papers were crude sketches. She was no artist, she said, but something about the dreams had left such a vivid impression on her that putting what was in her brain to the page seemed her only option. She was clearly distressed. When I gently suggested that she visit the university psychologist rather than the resident ancient history professor, she violently shook her head, asking if I knew anything about something called the Ouroboros Library. Or perhaps the Library of Ouroboros. It wasn't entirely clear. I told her the common knowledge about the symbol taken from the Egyptians by the Greeks and the form of the Greeks by the medieval Europeans, a sign in alchemy of death and rebirth, and so forth. The student continued shaking her head, all through my explanation until she suddenly cut me off. Those were too old, she said. The place where my dreams was modern. There was electricity, computers, but everything seemed ancient and stank of old dust and damp wood and something else. Please, don't you know of anything recent times that might have stemmed from that idea? I confess that I hadn't especially considered the size of the many niches of the modern world. She left without another word, leaving her drawings behind. Something about the conversation shook me. I looked through the crude drawings made in a shaky hand and saw the familiar shape and design, an odd air of ominous designs, an odd air, familiar shapes and designs, an odd air of ominous, like looking at a facade of a dark building and hearing the slightest scratchings of things that shouldn't be just behind the stones. Just behind them. All very juvenile thoughts, and yet, when I went home that evening, brought the drawings, I couldn't help but want to look more into what we discussed into that library of Ouroboros. It was largely fruitless. I found many sites and articles on alchemy. The symbol itself for the public library in Ouroboros County, which was located where the in rural Wisconsin, but just as the hour crept past midnight, I found something. The slightest snatch of information at the bottom of the rabbit hole series of links. I would not repeat the red site's domain, or my steps to arrive there, for fear someone might try to replicate what I did. But I will repeat what I found, because just as the students couldn't get the ideas from her head without drawing them, I find I can't think of anything else, waking or sleeping, and I hope this will help. The Library of Ouroboros, a kind of waking nightmare, arrived upon by those who curious for their own good, rich in black secrets, rich in dark ideas lost to time, rich in languages from the dead races on other planets. The fortunate die, the truly lucky, perhaps the most unfortunate of all, become tenders for all time, knowing far more than any living being could ever hope to learn, without becoming a permanent, perpetual screaming stain on the face of space-time forever. None have left it unscathed. There are forbidden tomes that would prevent you from breathing should you merely touch them. And the tenders are beyond sanity and jealousy. Keep their terrible secrets. Your search enough. This is your final warning. The night I slept fitfully. My dreams beset my images of dark, dusty place, eerie for its supposed normalcy. I could almost feel things passing by just beneath the floorboards within the walls, watching me. Every exit led to another room, nearly the same as the one before it. And out the windows, I saw only black. The dreams have been consistently disturbed since last night. So much so that It is hard for me to teach. So heavily preoccupied in my waking mind, I hope this writing will be enough to put my mind at ease. One last thing. I've since tried to find the student who first contacted me to tell her what I learned. My hope was that I might be able to put her mind at ease, or at least commiserate with her, but I haven't been able to find her. In fact, since the day she's visited my office, her roommates haven't seen her, nor has anyone else, and I fear I might be next. Okay, so this library is evil. Shit, is this... we read this. Yeah, we read that. Okay, so we don't need to read that anymore. I can't do anything with that. I just came from here, didn't I? Hmm. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Everything seems quiet in here. Too quiet. Oh, I thought I had gotten myself stuck. Too smudged. Scribbles. Oh, okay. The note is largely obscured by blood. You can make out only a handful of words. And one of the dustier books fell apart in my hands. There were these arcane scribbles. Feels. After I threw it away. Still not quite right. Like something's watching. Oh, yeah. It do be that way. You saw that too, right? Hey, wait a minute. Wait. What? Hey, I have a screwdriver. Can I not? Oh, now the screwdriver is not sufficient. It's just a dust particle that got stuck. Alright, I think I'm going to call this for this episode. I'll figure out what I need to do and do it in the next episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.